Hi everyone, I'm Jamie Velasquez-Spady. Thank you for joining me to take a look at best practices for grade 3 measurement. Here's an engage from the hook component on STEMscopes. You show the clip, ask what do you notice? You might follow up with a question like what real-world measurements connect to the roller coaster. You can anticipate students connecting to time, distance, the speed of the roller coaster, and even some construction like measurements of heights, weights, etc. In this measurement unit, students will be selecting and using appropriate tools to measure the length of an object in inches or centimeters, the volume of liquid within a beaker in cups or milliliters, and temperature in Fahrenheit or Celsius. Students will also be solving real-world problems involving any of the 4 operations with whole number lengths, masses, weights, temperatures, or liquid volumes. For example, there's a story problem. Miss Garcia needs 703 ounces of lemonade for a party. She has 329 ounces. How many more ounces of lemonade does Mrs. Garcia need? So the answer is that she needs 374 ounces, and the students might explain that they subtracted 329 from 703. Let's take a look at what learning might look like in the classroom during this measurement unit. There are 5 explorers in STEMscopes connected to measurement. The first one is focused on selecting appropriate tools and measuring. Students will work with length, liquid volume, and temperature. They will select the appropriate tool for the story or the context. They will measure and they will record those measurements. In the second Explore, students will be focusing on problem solving with length situations. So any of the 4 operations, students will be problem solving with real life experiences that involve length. The third Explore is about mass and weight, again, problem solving using the 4 operations. So you'll see students have real life connections, like this video shows the roller coaster. They'll be given scenario cards and students will have to determine what operation to use, and it will be focused on mass and weight. In the fourth Explore, students will be focusing on measuring temperature or be given temperatures and have to problem solve using those temperature measurements. As you see, students are using division in this video, but again, any of the 4 operations are going to be used in that Explore. And the last Explore is all about liquid volume problem solving. Again, the 4 operations are all fair game, and during this unit and all these Explorers, students will use MTRs 1, 5, and 7. Here are some possible discussion questions to get an idea of what learning might sound like in the classroom. These all come from the STEMscopes math chat cards. Questions about using the correct tool or incorrect tool to measure an attribute, how number lines connect to the graduated cylinder or other measuring tools. How do you determine which operation to use? This is going to be an important question throughout the whole unit. How can you determine what each number line or scale on a thermometer or other measuring tools is counting by? And then why might students want to use liters instead of milliliters or quarts instead of cups? This will get a real gauge on how students are understanding the size of each unit. So in this unit and throughout this discussion, students will demonstrate MTRs 4, 5, and 6. This unit is full of important vocabulary. This specific list came from the parent letter in STEMscopes. We have beaker, Celsius, centimeter, cup, Fahrenheit, foot, gram, inch, kilometer, length, and liquid volume. Now we're going to take a look at ways students can demonstrate their knowledge of measurement throughout this unit. In each of the 5 Explorers, there are student journals with activities and responses, as well as exit tickets for each. There's also Decide and Defends and some Fluency Builder activities throughout the unit. In addition to the math chat questions that will help facilitate student discussion in the classroom, here are some questions to ask to gauge understanding throughout the unit. These questions and similar questions can be found on smathsmarts.com. You can get there by clicking on any of the hyperlinked benchmarks in our guides. How can models or drawings help you when solving problems about measurement? How did you decide which operation to use to solve the problem? Why is it important to accurately measure the attributes of an object? There are also anticipated responses here and on Math Smarts. We're going to look at an activity that comes from the parent letter tic-tac-toe choice boards. This one is called toy measuring. So you're going to find or ask your child to find 3 of the same object around your house and line them up from end to end with no gaps. He or she can use toys, crackers, pencils, or whatever you have. Help your child measure the total length of all 3 objects in inches. Then tell him or her to measure the length in centimeters. Repeat with another type of objects. And you can have a discussion about why the number of units are different between inches and centimeters. Sometimes we all have to use non-standard units to measure something. See you next time.